So here we have the New Balance 574 Shadow Grey in Sea Salt. And these were released in 1988, and they were made as a running shoe at the time. And they were designed by Stephen Smith. So with the details, it comes in a Shadow Grey and Sea Salt colourway. So I'm guessing the Sea Salt is this white colourway that you see going almost towards sort of sail. They haven't mentioned this sort of navy colour, so I'm not sure what that is, but it's typically New Balance. And then obviously you've got the Shadow Grey going all over the sneaker, this sort of furry suede. And this has an EVA midsole, so it's quite sort of new tech at the time. On the outside it feels quite sort of tough to the touch, but the Encap one is slightly softer, but the bottom half is a bit thicker and rigid. And this has an Encap midsole, like I said, so this is meant for sort of absorbing impact and sort of cushioning from that, so it's obviously on the sort of softer side. And also what I've seen is it does sort of run on the inside as well, so you have a nice bit of sort of cushioning on the inside, which is more sort of softer, and you sort of feel that on foot, and almost sort of feels quite sort of squishy. And this had pretty much sort of suede and textile material, so it was one of the sort of first sneakers to have suede and textile mixture, similar to the Air Max 1, and you can sort of see the rough suede going all over the sneaker, which is of nice quality, and then you got the mesh on there as well. And the price for these were £115. So with the comfort and sizing, these are on the medium side in my opinion. I think it's one of those ones where, because it's an old sneaker, you think it won't be that comfortable, but when you put them on feet, they do feel very comfortable. And you can probably see on maybe Rose Anvil's channel that there's more about, when they sort of cut the sneaker in half, you can sort of see inside the midsole, and there seems to be some sort of forefoot cushioning, which is really nice, and then also on the back half as well, which is really sort of soft. On the outside it feels a bit harder, like I said, but when you're wearing them it's got that really sort of squishy feel to it. So I'd say medium overall, not on the soft, too on the soft side. And these have neutral arch support, so you can sort of see that in there. There's a little bit of contour for your arch, but not so much. And I would recommend going up full size for UK. I went up a half size and I thought I'd be fine, but my toes literally hitting the front of the sneaker, so I would advise, if you're in the UK, to go full size up, and only if you're sort of in between sizes, maybe half size up will be okay. But otherwise, like if you're in the US, I'd say true to size is fine, because the sizing is slightly off compared to sort of UK and US. And I think probably around sort of 3 to 10 hours to sort of break these in. They feel really soft out of the box, but I think the more you wear them, the more they'll all kind of loosen up, especially like the upper. And I think the traction is pretty good on these. For a trainer that's so old, it kind of reminds me of the Air Max 1 in a way, but it seems to work well. So I'm surprised by that. So with the look and style, it's got that retro and sort of classic chunky look. And again, going back to sort of the Air Max 1, it does sort of remind me of that. And this is a chunky looking sneaker, and almost cool looking as well to me. I think it's one of those ones where depending on the audience, it's quite cool. And these are good for sort of spring summertime. Not to say that you couldn't wear them anytime. I just think because they're sort of a mesh runner, I just always associate that with wearing sort of spring summertime. And it's a good sort of casual sneaker. This is like one of those ones you're not dressing up, but obviously if you're sort of more of a mature person, you can easily get away with wearing a pair of chinos. And it comes with the white laces, but there's no reason why you couldn't put in a pair of grey or blue to sort of match the upper. So with the final thoughts, I do like the classic grey colourway. I think it's a classic look from New Balance. And the materials on this is really premium. I think they've done a nice job with this. And I do like the chunky retro look as well. So overall, the look of the sneaker, I think it's pretty cool. It's not for everyone, but I think it's looks cool, and does sort of remind me of the 80s. And I just like that comfort squishy feel on foot. You can feel it more so in the midsole, and does remind me again a lot of what the late 80s, early 90s sneakers were about. With the cons, I think sizing, like I said earlier, I went half size up. I thought that would be fine, but I probably need to go full size up with this one. So with the ratings, I give the look and style a 4 out of 5. It's not like a 5 out of 5 sneaker. There's nothing like major going on, but it's a classic sneaker at the end of the day. And reviewing it as of today, it's still a cool looking piece. And the comfort, I'm going to give it a 4. I think that squishy sort of factor and that sort of neutral sort of stance, it's typical sort of New Balance, and I like that personally. And the quality, I'll give it a 5. I think for the price that you pay, the materials on this are really nice, and also the midsole tech is pretty cool still. And the pricing I give that for, I think overall, you know, at £110, it's probably asking a little bit too much, but overall I give the sneaker a 4 out of 5. I do like the New Balance 574s, probably more so than the 997, for example. This is, you know, still a cool silhouette and very sort of iconic as well.